Good evening and welcome to the OmniDog and OmniCat show. I'm the OmniDog part of the show, and Kristen is the OmniCat part of the show. How are you
Yeah,
doing, Kristen?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Now you're rocking a Mandalorian shirt. I
Oh,
haven't seen too
oh
many.
yeah.
Oh, that
Look
is
at that
so
little
cute.
baby. Aww.
And what's the lettering below the Mandalorian?
I guess it's some language from the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian language? Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna trust it. I don't know.
Yeah, so happy Saturday to everybody in the chat. And this is, I think this is a really nice compliment. This day just keeps getting better, and the day just got better. You guys are nice. That's
That's lovely.
like really the nicest thing you could ever say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for. Uh, he was chanting OmniDog. I thought it was like a concert. If we chant your name, you will appear.
Oh, don't you miss concerts?
Yeah. So there's the collector. How's it going, buddy? And glad here's Lloyd Wong. Glad we get a live episode. Last week's Saturdays was awkward knowing you couldn't respond live on video. Yeah, I know. Taylor had something that he had to do. I forget what it was. Saturday night he had something. He had to do birthday party for something. But we had to tape it. And I did a live premiere of it, so I was able to answer questions when it premiered as a video. But that's really as involved as I got.
Mm.
And Bobby Keating, very nice of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Happy Saturday to Chris Brogan. What's his avatar?
I can't tell.
It looks like a woman with a rifle the butt of a rifle. Thank you, Jesse. Say what? What, Chris Brogan, what is on, who's your avatar? Oh, yeah, it was Halloween, Lloyd Wong, you're right. Scarlet by Bendis. Okay.
Oh, that's why it's familiar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was Halloween, now that I'm thinking about it. He took his Bat Sam out. Thank you, Phil. There's Taylor Brown. I was busy doing a live show on Near Mint Condition last Saturday. Oh, that's what Taylor was doing. I meant to click on this. Welcome back, Doug. Thank you, Phil. So we, I don't know if you probably don't know, but the Batcave is about to get a major revamp because of a suggestion by new best friend Nman40, who suggested that I double up on my K-lax.
Oh.
Because they're deep enough that you can stick, you know, double up as long as you keep track of what's behind one set of books.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, I have trouble keeping track of what's right in front of me.
Right.
So I've been excited about this. I'm thinking that I could put trades in front or build a pedestal or something and put trades in back so they're showing. Or if nothing shows, just have on a card what's behind them. But this is so great because now I have room for all my books. As you can see, I've got and that's just the beginning of it.
Have you thought about the shelf behind you, putting like another one of those on top of that shelf?
I like having, yeah, I know that is an obvious one, but I like having the artwork and the statues going on there. That's what's going on there. So
yeah, the art would be hard.
Yeah,
you could still probably fit the statues, but that would be hard.
I could put one on top of here and two on top of these and gain, but then I'd lose. I feel like some fun stuff. So And I like having the statues and the framed bombshells. Um, that's just, I don't know. That's part of the fun of the Batcave.
Sure.
So, uh, this is funny.
That's right. Right there.
There they are.
There they are. Oh, over there
Really
too.
good books. Not just reads books, but really good books.
That's all right. That was part of my marriage contract, so why there?
Solutions for Justice send me even more books than usual. Only thing that makes sense, really. Well, I did start a pile for you. Oh, the hardcover of Men of Wrath, because I'm not going to reread it. So that's coming to you. And Bobby thinks I need to move to a bigger place.
Aren't you moving to a smaller place eventually?
Well, that's a good question. I think I got asked that maybe last night when I was talking with Taylor on Crime Corner. For the first time, I kind of heard my wife say to her sisters, she's on the phone with them, and she said, I really don't feel the need to downsize as much as I used to. I feel really comfortable in this house now. And I was telling Taylor, she uses a lot more of the house now. She's got like her painting in her office, and she's making a quilt in the dining room, and she's actually using more of the house. So maybe we'll be here a little bit longer than I thought.
So you're hoping for that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would prefer to be here until it's time to take the dirt nap. Quite frankly, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where I want to, be wheeled out of. So
well, probably the thought of moving all of that is very overwhelming.
Oh my god.
I can imagine.
Oh yeah, no. And I really got to do a better job of cataloging it in case I kick first and she's left with all this.
And she's like, what is this stuff?
Yeah. So so far everything's okay though. So I'm
good.
I'm
don't think about
to
that.
enjoy it all.
That's what you need to
do. Just buy your neighbor's house. That's
connect them with like a bridge.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Or underground passage.
Ooh, yeah.
Omnimoles. Hey, Omnimoles. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. It's Zach Empire. You know you're a hardcore nerd when you're interested in how people plan to have the shelf space for all their books. It's a nerdy topic, but I thought Kristen and the audience might be interested in knowing. We're all sort of connected to our books and the shelving, and some of us like shelving differently. And my shelves now are definitely different than when I first started. So I used to have that Kallax there was just all Marvel Omnis, and that's it. And it was so clean with that red Marvel Omni thing there. And then the X-Men oversized hardcovers started to make their way in, and some Hulk oversized hardcovers, and now it's just infested. It's got Ms. Marvel hardcovers, it's got Captain Britain hardcover, that. So,
hey, I just grabbed some Miss Marvel. They're right here from Ollie's.
Oh, are those hardcovers?
Yeah, they're the OHCs for $8 whole.
What volumes are those? Is that
one and two?
$8?
$8 each. I was like, yeah, I gotta get them now because I've wanted them. I've just been waiting around. Guess I waited long enough.
You got the omnibus for $16. I think the Omni's 1 and 2.
I didn't get the omnibus.
No, right there. You got the contents of the omnibus.
Oh, I was like, what? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to wait around for volume 2.
Right.
Because when's that coming?
I don't know. I like the oversized hardcovers better anyway.
Yeah.
Than a big Omni. But that Ms. Marvel Omni was kind of tiny anyway.
I agree. Yeah, because there are only like 5 of these, right? So I already got I'm already almost like nearly halfway there with
Yeah.
yeah, with $16.
$16 for both
That's
those
crazy.
books. That's a score.
People like to rag on the stuff at Ollie's, and I'm like, no, there's some good stuff. Like, this
Yeah.
is great.
That's a quality pickup.
I know, right?
Yeah. And Hayden is bitter about something. Some library edition. What is it in the Buffyverse?
Probably that one, yeah. This nonsense. Boom put these out. Okay, so we're excited that Boom put these out, right? Because the Buffy seasons were at Dark Horse. Boom got the rights to Buffy. Dark Horse never finished the library editions. Well, then they came out with, which one is this? Okay, so they did 11 and 12. And the spines are just so weird and they don't match up. And the thing that gets me the most, there's no chapter breaks between issues.
Yeah, you told me that.
There's no covers at the end. And the part of the best things about these stories is they had great covers, tons of great variants, nothing at the end. And I'm like, okay, you gave me your nice ribbon. I love the ribbon. Okay, you made it the same size. But then you didn't really do anything with it. So I bought the garbage. I did. But I'm not happy about it. I'm happy it exists, but I want it to be better.
Oh, that's no page breaks. That's odd. And no covers.
I know, right?
That is really weird.
I don't get it.
Here, this is a good idea for a show. I can't wait until Maddie moves into her place and does up her reading room. You should do the same thing, Jess. I'd watch you redecorate.
Oh, yeah. Just put up a camera and then speed it up in editing.
I don't know how to do that, but I could probably learn.
Yeah, I think that's easy.
Yeah. That's a great idea. As soon as I figure out how I want to display stuff, because I do have an issue with, like, I am an action figure guy, and all the action figures are matching the books that are there now. So I really have to leave the books that are there now in front and put something behind them. Because the action figures match the books. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got a lot going on.
I do. I do. I have too much. Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that comment from Hayden. That's not why he's bitter.
Oh.
Oh, that's sad.
I'm bitter that it sold out here day one and I can't find it for less than 4 times cover.
I didn't know that. Well, hey, I'll keep an eye out. I'm probably going to a shop soon. If I can find it and ship it to you for not an arm and a leg, I'll totally do that.
Boy, everything Boom puts out seems to sell out. And they never know how to gauge interest in Irredeemable.
Yeah, they don't make much sense.
No.
I don't know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, I don't either. And Incorruptible also sold out?
Yeah.
Oh, this is never happening. I'd watch a show where Omar redecorates Jess's collection. That guy's not allowed in my house again.
He'll take your books.
He'll mess with me. He will totally mess with me. Well, we had lots of reading, actually. We had 2 books that we read, Family Tree and Royal City by Jeff Lemire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my others on Hoopla, Exorsisters Volume 2. And what did you do? Did you also Hoopla or what?
All
what
Hoopla, but Royal City I have a physical copy.
I'm sorry?
I did it all on Hoopla except Royal City, which I have in front of me.
Okay. And the other one was Dying is Easy. Let's see if I can pull that up.
You want to start there?
I'm just actually showing people what we did. Okay, wait a minute.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. This is from Joe Hill. Dying is Easy. Yeah, we could actually start here if you want.
Well, you have it up, so.
This is from. Do you want to read the back of the book and I show?
Let me find the back of the book.
Get the back of the book on Hoopla?
I'll try to. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. This is by Joe Hill. and with art by Martin Simmons. It's an IDW book, I think, with an introduction by Lawrence
Right.
Block. Sergio Taylor, the Minister of Comics, is in the chat tonight.
I got the back. We're good.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this with two hands. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Meet Sid, Shit Talk Holmes. That's in quotes. That's his nickname. A disgraced ex-cop turned bitter stand-up comic turned possible felon. When someone asked Sid how much it would cost to have Carl Dixon killed, Sid isn't surprised in the slightest. Dixon is on the verge of comedy superstardom, and he got there the dirty way, by stealing jokes. He's got a killer act, an ugly past, and more enemies than punchlines. But once Sid's accused of Dixon's murder, he's on the run, and it's going to take all of his investigative chops to find the real killer before he gets caught.
Just speaking for myself, I really like this artwork.
I agree. I think it matched up with the story super well.
Yeah. This takes place a lot in nightclubs, but there's also some daylight scenes. Let's see. Yeah. So I dug this art a lot. It's sort of got a little watercolory feel to it. Did you feel that?
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy sometimes as well. It's sort of like realistic, but it's also sketchy. The art or the color work was really nice.
Yeah, I agree. The color work was great. And so Kristen pretty much told you the story. This guy is like a down on his luck, disgraced cop. He's been accused of killing a fellow comedian, and basically the story's a big whodunit crime mystery. I don't know who. Oh, okay. Gabriel Rodriguez did the covers. The covers are really great.
Yeah.
And I love that there was a Buster Keaton clock, like right between his apartment and the other apartment.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, which actually played into the story a couple times. So I had never read any Joe Hill mystery, only Joe Hill horror. So what did you think about the way he treated? Well, he actually treated. He had jokes in there too. So how do you feel about the way he treated mystery, crime, and the comedian's genre?
I thought for someone like I'm a big stand-up fan. I think these guys totally exist. It felt really authentic, because like Sid wasn't a great comedian. I think he kind of knew that, and like his friends definitely knew that, and. And then there was the guy who was stealing jokes who ends up getting murdered. And that's a big, well-known thing, too. There's a lot of people who shoot up because, like, they were all kind of jealous of him because he was sleeping with a producer who got him on Leno and got him a gig on Friends. And it felt true to life because you always hear, like, there's some comedians that shoot up and they get all these opportunities. And then you hear later, oh, well, they stole that joke from this person. They stole that joke from this person. And it was all just a big fraud. So that felt true to the actual, comedian realm too, from what I know about it. I immediately thought, as I was reading this, was like, oh, well, he's clearly trying to whole Brubaker Phillips situation, right? Like, even the art was felt kind of Phillips inspired. And then it was confirmed on page 78, which I finally just found. Sid is in a dark house, and there's a paper on the desk. I don't know if we can see that. Let's see.
Let's see if I can highlight you. Oh, wow.
Brubaker, Carl Dixon, Sean Phillips. So there we go. So that was that felt like a clear, oh yeah, I'm totally doing an homage here. Like
a good catch by you. I didn't
Thank you.
That. Nice.
Totally. Yeah, my eye went there. I was like, oh, okay. Totally feel that. Now I'll say, I do not think this was as good as a Brubaker Phillips story. I liked it. I liked it fine. I didn't think it was amazing. I do like the twist at the end, though.
I did too.
Which I won't, of course, give away. But But it was very interesting, and I liked his take on it. I would read another mystery from him. So I thought it was pretty well done.
I also liked it a lot. I think I can see myself owning it since I hooplet it. I can see myself owning it and going back to it because I found the mystery of the murder to be very interesting. How they went all around, sort of almost bumping into. How do I don't want to spoil it, but they almost kept bumping into the answer. He almost kept bumping into the answer accidentally.
Yeah. It would work well to a reread now that like you've seen the end, so you can see the plot connections throughout it.
Yeah.
I do also love the social commentary that happened within it. I kind of can't really talk about that either because the way it came around at the end is a bit of a spoiler. You know what I'm talking about, though? With kind of who we thought it was at first, or who they wanted you to think it was.
Yeah.
So it felt very modern in that aspect, too.
That's a good point. And I liked how that sort of came together, that we might, maybe we'll see another one with elements of that coming together.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, if they continue this, that would be cool with how that ended with that relationship. Yeah,
I can see exactly what you're saying there. Yeah, I enjoyed this book a lot. I think it sounds like I probably enjoyed it a little bit more than you did. I was very happy with the artwork, and I thought it was fast-paced, and the mystery was really good. I never figured it out, and then when I thought,
I didn't either.
Then when I thought it was figured out, well, I can't say anything more because it was. I just found it really good. There were lots of human elements that rang true, as you said, and there were a lot of shady cops and concerned neighbors, crappy dive bars where the comedians dying on stage and stuff, and I thought I liked it a lot. I would go so far as to give it like a B+, and I would think of buying it after now that I've hooplet it.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good hoopla read for me.
Okay.
And there's definitely things that did very well. And I want you to read it again and tell me if you feel different now that you know the ending. Like if you see more of that like connection.
The connection that we think.
Now, you think it's one person, and then it's another person.
Yeah.
And then it's another person.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I have it for 20 more days. So. And Roger says you have a hypnotic voice.
Oh, no one's ever told me that. Thank you, Roger.
Nice. Yeah. So I enjoyed this. I am also starting to really dig reading comics on this thing, but I want a bigger one. And of course, I'm trying to justify getting a bigger one.
Is that just a regular iPad?
Yeah.
You want that Pro?
I'm thinking about it.
I've thought about it a lot, but I cannot justify that price. I can't.
No, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've got Marvel Unlimited. I now have Hoopla. I have some other stuff on here. A Pro would be like comic sized. It'd be like holding a comic book in my hands.
That'd be bigger.
The Pro would be, or the comic book would be?
The Pro would be, I believe.
Oh, bigger than a comic book?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow. Really? Okay.
I believe so. Well, let's see. Yeah, because I mean, this is a regular trade, and it's not that much bigger than an iPad. It's about the same.
Oh, okay.
width.
Yeah.
It's not that much taller.
Okay. So a Pro would be bigger.
Way bigger. Yeah, I think so.
But the thing is I don't. I used to use my iPad a lot before I got a laptop, and now I really just read the newspaper I'm going to start reading the newspaper again now that I'm done with my news blackout, and then I'll be reading more comics on it. So I have to decide: is it worth, just to read comics on? I don't know, not right now, but eventually, if I keep reading a lot on it, I would have to think about that.
I think something you also may want to consider. I don't know if you've read a lot on Comixology on your iPad.
I have, yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed the quality difference from Comixology, Hoopla, and Marvel Unlimited. Hoopla and Marvel Unlimited, their scans are not as crisp as Comixology. Comixology is very high quality.
Okay.
Versus sometimes on Hoopla, it's even, especially if you're like zooming in or you're doing the frame by frame, like it's a little blurry. So I notice a big difference in my regular iPad from those different sources.
Oh.
If you had it even bigger,
Comixology is even better than Marvel Unlimited.
Oh, 100%. Marvel Unlimited is kind of, their scans are not the best quality.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that at all.
They'll do fine for you. I mean, especially if you haven't really noticed. But I do wonder how that's going to look even bigger.
On an even bigger pad, yeah. Huh. Yeah, and I don't know. Okay, so you have an iPad. I wonder if I don't even know about a Kindle Fire or anything. And that's dedicated. That's a dedicated reader. That would probably be more.
Well, the Fire isn't. That has apps and everything.
Oh, okay. What's a dedicated? What is it? The Kindle? Then I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of the Kindle, yeah.
Okay.
Just regular Kindle.
What's too heavy, Roger? The biggest size of the 2020 iPad Pro is about the same as the Marvel DC OHC.
Bigger.
Interesting. Oh, you're saying the Pro is too heavy? Because they're... he said he likes the Samsung S5. So light. Kindle Fire is very slow. Oh, the Fire he's talking about. No. Kindle Fire is very slow compared to other devices and is a lot heavier. Okay, that's out. A lot heavier, yeah. Okay.
People are going to make the decision for you.
Well, I like having all this input.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Having all the input. That's good. The thing that made me start thinking about it is this thing's not holding its charge hardly at all anymore.
I also feel that with my old iPad. It definitely does not last as long as it used to. But I think when this dies, I'm just going to get another iPad because it has lasted so many years.
Yeah.
And I use it. It's a dedicated YouTube comic reading machine. That's all I do on it. And I do it daily.
Mm-hmm. You
and
watch YouTube on it too?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
All the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Love my Kindle Paperwhite for novels, but I was not a fan of the Kindle Fire for comics. Okay.
Yeah, I have a Voyage, I think. Kindle Voyage? Oasis? I don't know, one of those. And it's great if you just love an e-reader for novels and such.
I just mean to ask if you got around to reading, I think you mean Tinian's Batman run yet? What's his name again? Taylor. It's right in front of my face. I need to catch up on Tom King's Batman, and then we're going to go into Tinian's run. I would say probably in the next month. It sounds like he's caught up. Taylor's all caught up. I am not caught up on King's Batman. I don't even know if I've read the 5th Deluxe. Black Spine.
That's so annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we will be covering Tinian's run. I would say, I don't know, I usually take orders from Taylor. He tells me what to read because I'm so forgetful. What are we talking about?
Comics or something? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. What? Comics? Yeah. So I think it'll be in the next month or so. So we've got 3 volumes or Were you lucky enough to get the hardcover?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh
let's see it.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Oh, look
beautiful.
at that thing.
Look at how nice that is.
Let's highlight that.
It's a good cover. I like it. Nice.
Oh,
I mean, look at that. Come on.
look how
No
big
dust
that
jacket. Oh, you gotta love it.
looks. No
Just
dust
flops
jacket.
right open. Don't have to deal with a dust jacket.
Right.
You know, taking that on and off unless you're Jess, you're gonna keep it on. 'Cause you're a heathen.
That's right. Well, I am just one of the great unwashed. I have the trade paperbacks.
They're nice and thick though.
Yeah.
It's like good quality trades.
Yeah, they are. One of them is the DCBS exclusive. How'd I get that?
Fancy.
Number one. And you know what? It's rated fantasy as the genre on my books.
Oh, literary fantasy. I mean, the ghosts?
Is that because of the ghost of the lost son?
I guess it has to be the ghosts. But that's a little weird, right?
I wouldn't put this on a video about fantasy books.
I certainly wouldn't either. Very strange.
Yeah, no, this is more. I don't know. How would you categorize this? Slice of life?
Yeah, and I think literary is accurate for sure. I'd say literary / slice of life or like realistic or something like that. Because even though there's ghosts, I mean, there's still some that's realistic, right?
Yeah.
I think we're making a lot of assumptions about ghosts to put them in fantasy.
Yeah, actually, and here's a real question for you, where we can, before we get into Royal City, you can talk about it.
Oh, I'll let you know.
Anxiety.
That is Hardcore Anxiety, a graphic guide to punk rock and mental health by Reed Chancellor. That's my husband. So this is him on the cover, playing some prescription bottles. There's a lot of band people behind him. So as you can tell from the front, there's bands like The Clash in here. A lot of other great bands, Black Flag.
He was a drummer in a band, right?
He was a drummer, a guitarist, a singer. He's done everything in bands. So he talks about his life in bands and actual bands, his struggles with mental health, their struggles with mental health throughout it. I'm in it at the end, and it's pretty cool. This is also really good quality. Like, I always talk about how soft it is because it's so soft.
Yeah.
You can get this at microcosmpublishing.com for a low price of $15 list. You can actually, there's a drop down where you can get it a little cheaper, which is cool. So check that out. I love it. I'm a little biased, but I loved it a lot. I think Jess liked it too. So there you go.
I really liked it because I was a punk rocker back in the day. I was I don't know, what's the term? I never got, I like the music and I like the shows, but I didn't get into fashion or lifestyle. I liked going to the shows and I liked listening to the music, but I would literally be there in my short haircut with a button-down shirt and blue jeans, and I would just sit there with a drink and watch the show as you know, all these kids are running in circles. And I was 25 at the time, but I mean, everybody's running in circles in front of the band and stuff, and I'm like, I'll just sit here. I'm fine. I want to see the show. And so,
you didn't want to be punched. That's fair.
Yeah. And actually, I don't remember I don't remember any violence. I just remember all this. Several shows they were just running in a circle. I think that seemed to be, I don't know if they still do that or what, but that seemed to be the style of what you did.
Sometimes they start hitting each other after the circle, but
and then
but sometimes it's just a circle and you have fun. Yeah.
So that's why I like that book, and of course I have social anxieties too. And then he did. I think as much as I like Hardcore Anxiety, I think his art's even better in Rock and Roll Terrorist.
I agree. Which Iggy Pop loved and blurbed on the front.
I know.
Come on, guys. I'm not over it. It's just the weirdest thing. This one's called Rock and Roll Terrorist, The Graphic Life of Shock Rocker G.G. Allen. Everyone watching may already know. But hey, yeah, look, his art got better, because that's what happens with good artists. They get better, they grow. I love his art. I love a good cartoony style, you know. This is also available at microcosmpublishing.com. Reed also has a Store Envy account, though. So if you Google Reed Chancellor Store Envy, you can find some of the stuff on there, too, directly from him. It'll ship from my house. Yeah. So he's got stuff. Check it out.
Yeah, man.
Iggy Pop loved it. What else do you need?
Totally.
Well, if you do need more, Box Brown also blurred on the back. And so did Back Durf, who did Kent State that we talked about last time.
That we just read, yeah. Lloyd Wong is asking about extras in that hardcover of Royal City.
So let's get those out. I wondered about that too, because this is the first time I read through it. So there's some promo art back here, some early promo art, which he has commentary for. And here's some more.
Mm-hmm.
And he's commentating the whole thing. So he talks about this is his ideas, this is what happened. Here's some pencils. There's a whole logo page, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, that is interesting.
Because I'm a logo kind of nerd. Here's some great variant covers, which there were so many good ones for this. I love these band ones they came out with.
Oh, yeah. I see the Nirvana one. I see the...
Weezer.
Sonic Youth.
Oh, yeah. Sonic Youth, Weezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones there.
I think that there's a whole one there.
There's a whole mixtapes page, which is awesome. So throughout the story, you get to know Tommy, and he loved great music. So you're going to see a lot of alternative rock and such. Here's some more mixtapes, and they're all filled out as if Tommy filled them out, which is neat.
Can you go on Spotify or anything and listen to those?
I don't know. I haven't checked it out. Maybe. And then there's an introduction at the end when he wrote the first issue. And those are all the extras.
Okay. That is a beautiful book.
I agree.
What do you have a paperback handy to compare size-wise?
Just a regular paperback?
The comic book or something to compare.
Yeah, I'll get this Daredevil back out.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. It's oversized. Yeah, it's like the sagas that Image put out or Paper Girls. It's quite chunky.
Yeah, look at that.
One.
It's really neat.
I mean, this is a flimsy Marvel nonsense, but...
So this is for people that don't mind Jeff Lemire art, because I know that he's a bit polarizing on his art.
Which is nonsense.
There's the girl with the tattoo from Essex County.
That's right.
I have come to admire it and like it. And it's been an acquired taste for me, but it always seems to fit the story. So I really don't have a problem with it at all, and I look forward to it when it's one of his books where he's drawing it. And so this is Lemire Illustrated. I found it to be nicely colored in really subtle shades of like watercolorish almost. Like the previous
definitely
book.
Watercolor. Yeah.
Yeah. And it deals with a family whose youngest child at the time drowned and has been haunting each of the parents and siblings in a different way ever since. I don't want to tell you how the ghost haunts somebody, because it's kind of a surprise, I think, that I didn't pick up on. I really didn't pick up on some of the ways he was haunting some of the people for a while. So that was a pretty cool reveal when you finally figure out how the ghost of Tommy is hiding, not hiding, haunting everybody. And the family the father of the family has a stroke, and it's bringing the alienated loser son home, the popular, well, not popular, but successful son, the sort of successful daughter, It brings them all home, and I can't now. I'm forgetting. Does the father doesn't have a good relationship with the mother? She's cheating on him, right? With somebody like since she was younger.
Yeah, it's like something that he's kind of known
Right.
for a long time. They haven't talked about, so the relationship has been kind of distant for a long time when this happens.
And there's a big there's a big controversy about Royal City manufacturing. The daughter wants to shut it down and turn it into, I think, like a convention center and stuff, right? Or
or
golf
like
course?
I feel like it was like condos or something.
Golf course and condos and stuff?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and which would put her own husband out of a job. I mean, he'd made enough money that he wouldn't have to work again, but they're fighting. I mean, it's a whole thing on dysfunctional. Everybody's got a dysfunctional something going on in this. It's very dysfunctional, which means it's very real, of course. So, and it's interesting, very interesting, how they each deal with the haunting of the little brother.
Yeah, what I want to say some stuff about that, but I feel like it's a little bit of a spoiler. But I just thought it was very well done how each of them process that, and you do get to see them fully process it because they're all dealing with, like you said, their own fights with their own families. They're all having drama within their own households, and they all come back together to the city that some of them left, and they're all dealing with grief from their kid brother or their son that died way too young, and all affected them in a certain way. You do eventually get a lot of flashbacks, and you get to learn more about Tommy and what happened to him and how they each played a role in what happened to him. And it just wrapped up together so nicely at the end. I thought, this was a reread for me, and I forgot how well it wrapped up, I love that when you're like, okay, you're invested in every single character. I was, at least. I cared about everyone, even, the cheating mom and like her situation. I cared about all of them and what they were doing. And then you get to the end, it's like, oh, thank you. Like, it's just the perfectly wrapped up ending.
And he had a lot of things going on.
A lot of loose ends.
Yeah.
They were all able to process Tommy at the end. Like, I don't think that's a spoiler. It's just like you get to see all of it. And it's such a great family you get to know. Because they are all really good people in their own way. They're just dealing with a lot.
Yeah. And I don't think any of them are better nor worse than a regular person. None of them are inherently evil or great. They're just, I think he does a good job at putting on paper just a regular person suffering from daily emotional trauma that can happen. And, one thing happens to a family and it hits everybody differently. And how, like you said, how they're going to process it.
They're all processing it differently. I said good people. I guess they're all just people, right? They're all flawed in their own ways.
Right.
And you just care about them all despite those flaws. And the way they deal with things are completely different than everyone. Like he's just so good at characters. Everyone is unique in their own way. They're flawed in their own way. But I still care about every single one of them. And that's what the story needs to be for me. Like we can have an action book that's nonstop action, and you get to the end and you're like, yay, action book. But this is the kind of stuff that I love the most. I want to care about all the characters. I don't want to be mad the whole time at all the characters, I want to see it end nicely. And by nicely, I mean just like wrap it all up. Like, don't make me question things at the end. And that's a preference. Like, I know a lot of people love questioning at the end. I want to know what happened. I want it wrapped up, and that's what I want. And I just thought it was so well done.
Yeah, and when Kristen says that, she doesn't mean everybody's holding hands walking into the sunset.
No, not at all.
It just comes together nicely at the end. it comes together. It's a well put ending. When I say it comes together nicely, I don't mean it's
Yeah. I also
nice,
use nicely.
happy
That's not
ending.
the right word. Yeah.
But it comes together really well at the end, because I think that was must have been quite a challenge. He had so many different things going on in the book.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to think that we should have a ranking video where we rank Lemire books.
I'm down.
Okay.
We know what number Plutona is.
I found Plutona the other day, so I know where it is. I'm trying to think. Okay, because I really loved this book.
Mm.
I was just trying to think, where would I rank it in my Lemire pantheon, and I'm including the stuff he's done for the Big Two. I feel like I've read all the stuff he's done for the Big Two, but I'm not sure.
I still haven't read all of that. I've read all his creator-owned stuff.
Okay, I'm not sure that I've read all that.
Also, I'm reading this soon.
Okay.
I know you read this. Did you like this?
I'm not gonna.
I don't get to know. Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you yes or no. I don't want to bias.
You're not gonna. You won't bias me. I like Squirrel Girl, so it's just.
Well, no, that's a good point. Okay, you want my real opinion then?
It's up to you. I can wait. Okay.
I didn't care for it.
See, I think if we're ranking Lemire, we need to rank not this kind of stuff.
Oh, why not?
We can include, because I don't need to read all his DC stuff. There's some, what did he do? He did I'm looking, I have it somewhere. This has been sitting there. I don't know if I'm ever going to read this, but I have it. So he did this Justice League United.
Oh, I don't even have that.
Well, so he's done a lot of random stuff that I don't know if I would consider, you know what I mean?
We'll settle on a list, and I'm sure we can get 15 books out of it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And we can rank them, because I'd be interested in how I rank and how you rank Royal City.
Yeah.
In this, because I really like this a lot. And and of course I'm sorry that I bought the trades, because now there's an awesome hardcover out, and I can't.
We only have that because you bought the trades.
What's that?
We only have this because you bought the trades.
Totally.
So we're not sorry about it.
Yeah.
I bought the first one, and then I read the rest on Hoopla, because I was like, this is going to get a hardcover.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when I rank this, I don't know. I'm not out to read all the Lemire, right? I am going to read this, but now I'm like, maybe I won't like it. I don't know. And there's some stuff.
Maybe it's not fair to compare his Big Two stuff to his independent stuff. Maybe
that's how I feel, because this stuff is so much better always, in my experience. So what I've read from his Big Two, I'm like, I wouldn't rank that near this, or Essex County, or Sweet Tooth, or I feel like I would put Descender in there, even though he didn't do that entire thing. He wrote it. The Nobody, Frog Catchers, Underwater Welder, that's the kind of stuff I would keep within that. Although I would throw in Black Hammer too, because
you have to, yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you throw that in, that gets hard, doesn't it? Because you're like, oh crap, Black Hammer.
And then what do you do with a book like this?
Yeah, well, that's his.
But it's Vertigo, but so Sweet Tooth.
Well, yeah, it's still creator owned, right?
I actually don't know the answer to that.
I thought that was their creator-owned line.
No, I think that's their line where they take chances.
Okay.
Well, take chances.
My bad. Yeah, I would still put those in there. He did the entire story,
The real answer is we can do whatever we want. So
that's true.
we'll just come up with a list and then rank them. Do you want that to be the next show, or did we have something else we wanted to read for the next show?
You had one thing, but we can push that to another day.
Okay. And I did finally get Blade of the Immortal.
Ooh.
actually, Ace, we are reviewing Family Tree as soon as we get done talking about our ranking. That's Ace's favorite Lemire series so far. That's interesting. What was I saying? Yeah, I just got Blade of the Immortal. So, and there was one other book. Oh, Green. What was it? Green Sea. Wait, Green Sea, Green over Blue, Green over Red.
That book that you told me that we were going to read? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I can't remember the name of that either. I could see the cover. It's a very distinct cover.
Here, okay, I'm just going back to the chat. Our chat. Blue in Green. For future reference, check out Blue and Green and tell me what you think. And you said, yes, I want to read this. Blue and Green. So why don't we do Lemire ranking next? Okay, thank you, Roger, for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Yeah, let's just rank Lemire next time.
Okay, it'll be hard, but okay. I think some of that's hard because I don't know that have we read the same stuff?
Well, that's a good question.
That'll make it interesting at least, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't read Bloodshot Reborn or Old Man Logan.
I haven't either.
Okay, well, then we won't review them.
I'm on top of like his all-encompassing stuff like this. Like he's done it all. Not so much some of that other stuff. I'm like, I'm not even interested in Bloodshot Reborn. I may read it sometime because I like him. It's the same with this. I'm like, am I reading this soon? No. I got it at Ollie's for like $2. So that's
yeah. Yeah, we can, and whatever if I haven't read his independent stuff, if I haven't read something yet, I can read it and rank it. I feel like I've read an awful lot of it.
Yeah, we'll have to make a list.
Yeah,
because there's like why can't I think of that? The Image title, Gideon Falls. I haven't read all that.
Oh yeah, I haven't read the most recent trade yet either.
So maybe we shouldn't include that. I don't know. I could read it.
You haven't read any of it?
I've read the first volume, but that's it. I'd have to go back. It's been so long.
Crazy good.
Well, maybe we'll do that.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. We can talk about Family Tree.
Let's do it.
Which is a Jeff Lemire book. This guy is really productive. I mean,
no kidding.
And it's not just schlock, like especially with Black Hammer.
Oh my gosh.
I looked at the stuff he has coming out just for Black Hammer next year, and it's remarkable. Everything coming out for Black Hammer.
Gonna be amazing. The things he's done too, because some of those he didn't do, but like I think he's coming out with a lot that he's done for those side stories. Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain Family Tree, so I'm going to let you do it while I show some art.
Well, we did review Volume 1. This is Volume 2. Mm-hmm. But Family Tree is about a family, and there's the youngest girl in the family. So there's a young girl, her teenage brother, her mom, and they eventually run into their grandpa. And the youngest girl starts sprouting twigs. I think it's the best way for me to put it. Yeah. And she's straight up turning into a tree. So it feels like the end of the world because it kind of is. People start chasing them. There's a lot of stuff going on that we still don't know. They do run into their like distant grandpa who's like trying to protect the daughter, knows what's happening with this whole turning into a tree situation. And it's crazy time. And we still don't know everything or why it's happening. The Volume 2 has a big time jump. That right there is actually the teenage brother. Yeah. So you get to like experience what is happening later in time. As you can see behind him, there's a lot of stuff going on with the universe. Maybe it is the end of times. So it's very like apocalyptic in the second volume, I felt like. So everything from the first where you're like, what's going on? What's happening? I was very intrigued. I wanted to know why this was happening and what's going on. And that second volume just kind of amped everything up a million times. That guy right there, he's sprouting it from his stomach. So, yeah, some of it's very like, I wouldn't say grotesque, just maybe kinda like if you're not into body horror, like this may really freak you out, because there's a lot happening with tree limbs and such.
Here's in the bright green coat. This is the leader of the gang that wants to chop down these trees or get rid of them.
Yeah, there's a whole group of people who are like want to eliminate anyone with this condition. So we know there's, way more than just the little girl this is happening to.
Yeah, it seems to be a family thing. The grandfather knows a lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be some kind of family condition that maybe skipped a generation or something. But this second volume amped it up to like level 11. This was an interesting, that was kind of an interesting concept, book one, sprouting limbs where then she takes root and the apocalypse is happening all of a sudden. I was hooked. I thought, wow, now this is going places. So if you've only read book one, I think you definitely should give book two a read, because this is where the story really starts, especially when you see that picture I showed of the post-apocalyptic scenario where the whole world is full of foliage everywhere, and it looks like end times. So I thought this was great.
Oh yeah, I think this is one that definitely benefits from a binge read of both of them.
Yeah.
And I will say, it's not even that there's not a lot of dialogue or anything like that, but volume one and volume two went so fast for me. I'm not a fast reader, but I read them very fast. And I was like, oh, it just engrosses you. And I think especially if you read them both back to back, you will be like, because that first one I was kind of like, what's happening? And why is this happening? And I'm interested, but like, what? And then, that second one just went, okay, here's what's going on. We're going to really we're going to time skip. This is what's happening. Yeah. It makes me wonder how they're going to keep that momentum in 3. I'm like, okay, well, you're going to tell us more stuff, right? And I guess you're going to just keep going. And I want to know. What's going on.
I do too. I'm dying to know what happens in volume 3, because now you've really got me hooked. Now I am really on board and interested. And I highly recommend volume 1 and 2 of Family Tree. Personally, this is another big hit for me from Lemire.
I agree. And I really like the art. Who does the art in that?
Phil Hester.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
It really goes well with everything. He draws the trees and the body perfectly. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I dug this a lot, which is a happy surprise, because I was thinking I was not going to dig it.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Thank you.
See, we can agree on stuff.
We agree on everything.
It's great.
Pretty much.
Except some stuff. I don't love Superman still, right? You don't love Squirrel Girl. It's just, it's not gonna.
Yeah, that's somehow we formed a friendship, even though we have differences.
It's great.
Yeah.
That's what the show's all about.
Right. We love a lot of amazing things. And I highly recommend Paper Girls to you, Kenny. How's it going, Kenny? I loved Paper Girls.
I did too.
I can't wait to get this 3rd volume. This is controversial amongst the Omni Bros especially, but my Flash is Barry. And everybody else in the world seems to be Wally, because you guys are all younger than I am. I haven't heard anybody say anything about Impulse, but everybody, it's either seems to be Barry or Wally. yeah, mine's Barry. But Wally's cool, but it's just Barry for me. Same with Hal Jordan for Green Lantern. So there you go. And we have one more book. Exorsisters Part 2.
Let's take a moment to talk about that title and how perfectly it really describes this book.
I'm not there yet.
Exorsisters, that's all.
Oh, just Exorcisters?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
perfect.
cool.
They're sisters. They exorcise.
They
Demons.
exorcise demons. Whoops. Okay, I keep doing this one. Okay. So it turns out they're not really sisters.
Spoiler.
Oh, is it spoiling?
Spoils the title, I guess. It's like, it's a perfect title, but I mean, it's not. Is it?
Oh, well, they're sisters. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
I would have to read the first one again to figure out. I forget how the gothy one manifests herself. If she's always, I can't remember. Has she always been there? Or
I don't think so. So I think it was. I haven't read the first one in a bit either. I just went right to volume 2, but I think it had something to do with her mom, right?
Yeah. Mom sold her soul or something.
Yeah. So like the gothic one. Is that one her soul, or that's like not her soul? Okay, so it's like her soul split from her body and manifested into another one of her.
Yeah.
So they say they're sisters, but it's really just part of her, which creates a crazy dynamic.
Here are the demons coming to attack the mom, and she, let's see. Oh wait, that's not. This is the imaginary plot. In the end, she really, here she is, the demon sister, not the demon sister, the soul is ruling over hell for a little bit, which is really funny, just strumming on her guitar. And then it turns out that is that really hell? No, it's really angels, and
they're mad about it.
Yeah. This book is funny. I just think I like the artwork. It's really clean, a little bit cartoony artwork. It's mostly a nonsense story of heaven and hell and demons and stuff. It doesn't take itself too seriously at all. But a lot of labor went into this artwork. I think it's just like a shade removed from manga almost. And it deals with heaven and hell and exorcising demons and their mom's crazy selling of the soul. And I think it's important to have books like this just because not everything needs to be Royal City and be really gritty, raw, down-to-earth reality. Sometimes you need, I don't want to say palate cleanser, but this is more of a little dessert type thing. This is a sweet snack that it's fun to have around, and I can see if this gets collected, I could see getting it as a collection and reading it and enjoying it a lot just because it's fun with good art. It's not trying to say anything deep, which I think is fine. I think that it's fine to just have a fun book that you can just read and say, yeah, that's like it's funny. It's got its funny moments. So it's not Watchmen, but it's it's not it's not a garbage book either. It's really fun. And I really dug it, and I dug the first one. I think I dug the first one a little bit more than this one. I'll have to go back and read it, but I think I can recommend it wholeheartedly to people because I think it is so fun.
I think that's totally the way I describe it. Like, I'd say this is deep, and you're going to get a lot out of this, and you're going to think about things and feel things. Then if you want to stop crying or whatever, go to Exorsisters, because you're just going to have a good time. Like, there's nothing deep there. It is surface level, right? You're not, you just want some demons and some nonsense, some heaven and hell nonsense. It's just kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Like, that's totally fine. We do need stuff like that after we have a lot of feelings about things like this.
Right.
So I totally agree with that.
And I think that's probably a good order. Read your Lemire first. And then read
Yeah, you don't want to think too much. Just pick that up, and you just have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Just relax, chill, blank your mind out, absorb the real fun aspect of it. Including, I noticed finally when they had a close-up on him that this demon bug has a goatee, which I never noticed. I think it's great.
Wasn't he smoking at one point too? I feel like he was smoking at one point, which just makes it funny for no reason, right? It's just like, why?
Yeah.
But yeah, and also like, why does he have a goatee? It's funny.
Yeah. I'm glad I hooplet it, because I hope it gets a nice collection someday that I can. Well, I didn't mean it like that. It's Zach's Empire, I just meant it. It's not like not everything has to be Citizen Kane. You can have your fun comedies and stuff like that. I didn't mean to say that it's not holding its weight. It is. It's just fun for what it is.
Totally.
Okay. So I enjoyed everything we read. What about you? Did you feel good about all the things we read?
Yeah.
What was Royal City the best thing you think you read?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think nothing compares, and it doesn't help that we read one full story. Versus everything else is kind of like Family Tree isn't over. Right. This is just one of my favorites of his. Rereading it, I was like, yeah, this is really up there for me. So when we rank it, I'm probably going to rank it high.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm trying to think of, I don't know why I always do this. I look in the general direction of where I think the books are and try to form an opinion on what I've read. But
I have all of mine on top of a shelf between Slinky Dog bookends.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'll have to take a picture sometime to show you.
Yeah.
But my whole Lemire collection is right there.
That should be our thumbnail for that episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where can we find you as a fangirl and as a comic slayer?
At Comic Slayer on Instagram. I'm the Comic Slayer on YouTube. Reed and I have some days off together soon, so we'll finally get back to doing the YouTube channel. So if you want to see Reed and I talk about books and stuff, we'll do that soon. So if you want to subscribe, that's cool. You can see me tomorrow night on the Omnibus Collectors Network with Maddie. We're going to be talking about Almost American Girl, which is an amazing graphic memoir that we read, and Dragon Hoops. So, yeah, Maddie's reading Dragon Hoops, so we're going to talk about that.
Good. What was the first one?
Almost American Girl.
Almost American Girl?
Yeah.
I don't think I know that one.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh.
I loved it. I read it in January. It was amazing.
Almost American Girl. Okay.
We're going to tell you all about it.
Okay. Well, then I'll tune in.
Yeah.
And tomorrow at noon is Omnibros for me. And I think we just do shelfies, and it depends on who shows up. I don't even think we try and have a topic anymore for that. It's just whoever shows up and is the least hungover, it seems like. So.
That seems on brand, yeah.
So thank you to everybody watching. Really appreciate all those you who tuned in, and those of you who are watching afterwards. We really appreciate it. The chat was very nice tonight, and I always appreciate seeing my co-host, the OmniCat, Comic Slayer, and this was a lot of fun, and I always enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Peace and love, peace and love. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment.